The parrot community has a serious problem, and for some reason it just doesn't seem to be as bad in other species. It's just particularly bad when it comes to parrots. And what I'm talking about is this thing that all of you guys are talking about in the comments, which is if you post your bird online asking for help, or you just get a bird and you post them online being like, look, I have a bird, people jump down your throat and be like, oh my God, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. And you know what that leads to? That leads to people being terrified, absolutely terrified of going to ask somebody for help. And it breaks my heart because what ends up happening is that people don't seek help until they're absolutely so desperate that they're willing to face up to like some kind of judgment or backlash before they go and seek help from a professional. So by the time people come to me, a lot of times like people have been dealing with these issues for so long and so many years, when we probably got a lot of these issues we could fix pretty quickly if we just had the right information at hand, right? And the most common thing that I hear from when I first do video calls, like the first video call I ever do with every single person, I will always hear the same thing, which is, please don't be mad at me. Or they tell me I was really scared to do the call because I was afraid of what you might say. And I'm like, look, like me being mean to you is not gonna help you and it's not gonna help your bird. So we're gonna get through this together. And then people are always so shocked. They're like, wait, are you not gonna like bite my head off for having a cage too small? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Let's just work with what we have. You know, if we can get a bigger cage, let's work on that. If we can't, let's work with what we have and see what we can do, right? Let's like do our best. Are there things that really need to happen? Yes, there are, but it's not gonna all happen overnight. That's the situation, right? It's not all going to happen overnight. We'll go little by little. We'll start with learning the diet conversion. We'll start with learning how to train our birds. We'll start little by little, step by step. And over the appointments, little by little, people get better. But I swear to God, like this judgment of this whole issue in the parrot community actually makes it worse. It makes it worse for the people. It makes it worse for the birds because people are so terrified of asking for help that they don't actually want to go to someone who knows what they're talking about. They only want to go to these forums. They're not even actually looking specifically at their bird. And like, that's why they go for years and years and years with all of these issues when it literally, I could fix it in like a month, maybe 2 months if it's taking a long time. Like if people follow exactly what we say, their birds come together quite quickly. But like literally all this judgment, all it's doing is scaring people. Like that's all it's doing. It's not improving the welfare of the bird. It's not improving the welfare and enjoyment of the person. And actually what I see happen is that because of all this negativity, the person doesn't enjoy interacting with their bird anymore. All it is that they have a bird that they don't know how to communicate with and doesn't want to be with them. And then when they turn around, they don't have anywhere to go to ask for information without getting their head bitten off. You know, like it's crazy. So they're just stuck between a rock and a hard place. And now it's not fun for either of us. And because that person's not enjoying it, that person's not having fun anymore, now they're not putting more effort into the bird because it's unpleasant. Now they have all these negative feelings surrounding this bird, and rather than interacting more with the bird or trying to do more things, they actually feel negatively that way. They have a negative association with this animal, and they're going to put less effort into it than if they were encouraged and empowered to actually work with this bird. So it's the craziest thing, honestly. I've never seen this, because also for me, like I came from school, right? Like I didn't learn parrot care on the internet this way. So I didn't know it was like this. Like I really didn't until I came onto social media and I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with everyone? Like it's crazy. But moral of the story, like the parrot community has a unique version of judgment, and it's I don't know what the situation is. I think people just like feeling superior to others. It makes them feel better, and finally they're special for once. Like I don't know what the situation is, but it's not helping. It's really not.